Within this Slack workspace, we already have DataFetch installed, and we've configured it to be able to search for Salesforce accounts using the account name. So if I type /df industries, it'll search all the Salesforce accounts that include the word industries in the name. By default, we have the default icon for that data source. We have the name of that object type. We have the ID, and we have the creation and the last updated date of that particular object. And that's what's visible by default when we take a look at this. But we do have a lot of control over how these results actually show up. And so we're going to take a look at how to configure the result sets so that they contain more information, are more customized to you and what your users are going to want. We'll go into the data source. In this case, it's my Salesforce data source, which has the account object as a search that's been made available. And we'll go right over to the options area. So we can make lots of changes that'll have a direct impact as to how the result set shows up. So for instance, I'm going to change the icon that is being used associated with this type of object from the Salesforce logo to the actual Salesforce account icon that is defaulted in most instances. I'll also change the name of the object from account to company, if that's more the way that people in my organization actually refer to this particular object. Save that. And then testing it out, you can now see that we're changing the way the result sets is coming back. So let's change things further. Perhaps I would want to understand what the status of a given company is from my own company's perspective. So for instance, is this a customer or a prospect or somebody who's churned? With the result record name template, you can actually determine what text is going to be coming up through there. So you can see here we have this token that represents name. We can go into the message templates and actually pull open any of the tokens. And it works the same way. So I'll just go ahead, do something like that. And then I'll refresh the results. And suddenly you can see what we're doing. Now that we're showing that additional context, it would be great to even have more context and really only show the users the things that are going to help them decide which particular view they should take a look at. We can start changing and customizing the result object properties. Now, these are all fictional, and so I might want to pull in the source canon, which is something that we do have in our little fake instance here. We have a default icon here, which will probably change its default to something else, but we'll leave that for right now. We'll save that. And now if we refresh, you can see here. And of course, this is going to work across the board. So say if I look for something different, you can see that that data is coming through from Salesforce. Let's add in another result object property. Okay. We just need to get that token and place it in here. So that's how you would go about changing what particular fields are displayed here. And you can even use pretty wide fields. So for instance, we'll add one more, and we'll configure this up to pull in the description field, which is going to have a lot more text. So we're going to do the same thing that we did before, find out what the token is, copy and paste it. We'll also actually put in a blank image or a transparent image for the icon, because in this case, maybe an icon wouldn't really be necessary and wouldn't be useful. So finally, it's worth noting that if I click on one of these items here, I have this Open in Salesforce button, and that's probably useful for a lot of people, but not always. And so if you want to control whether or not there's a link to that particular object that'll take them into Salesforce or whatever platform you're integrating with, you could toggle that on and off. So you just have a lot of different ways to get this to look and behave exactly the way that you want without really doing any type of code. You can have relevant and concise information at your team's fingertips without ever asking them to log in. They can literally stay in the conversation that they're having and pull up the details that they need to access. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can reach us at datafetch.io. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.